Hello, everyone, and welcome to Raw Live. It is Raw Live, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry about the delay, just for a second. So, we are live can be here tonight. And, well, let's just talk about this for a second. Let's just talk about this for a second. And Raw was good tonight from New Mexico as they debuted in Mexico, and it was absolutely a good show. I thought it was a good show. The only thing I was disappointed about, the only thing I was disappointed about was that the fact is that we still have no matches yet to be announced for Survivor Series. And Survivor Series is 3 weeks away. So that was the only problem that I had with the show tonight is that there still is no matches announced for the Survivor Series. So I'm just trying to figure out here, like, what is the WWE doing when it comes to the Survivor Series? And what kind of matches are we going to get? Inquiring minds want to know. So let me just tell you, everyone, and I'll say one thing is that make sure you hit the like button. And of course, you subscribe today. I greatly appreciate it. So, Raw tonight, like I said, came from New Mexico. And they made its debut in New Mexico. And like I said, I thought the show was all right. I thought the show was solid. It was a decent, solid show. So, for most of you who didn't see Raw or you didn't get a chance to watch Raw, I'll tell you exactly what was on the show and I'll give you my thoughts on it. So, the first segment we had CM Punk, and he delivered the audience. Anthony, how's it going tonight? Anthony, hit the like button, Anthony. Anthony, hit the like button and subscribe, Anthony. Thank you so much for popping in. So, Punk opened the show and he delivered his celebration speech to the audience, and he thanked AJ Lee. He thanked Jay Uso. Um, Owen, how's it going, Owen? How's it going, Owen? Hit the like button, Owen. And so he thanked his wife, he thanks the audience, and he thanked Jay Uso. Everyone in the chat hit the like button. Jackson, how's it going tonight? So he thanked everyone in the audience, Punk did. Logan Paul comes out. Logan Paul comes out. And everything else. Joel, how's it going, Joel? How's it going, Jackson? What's going on? How's everyone in the chat tonight? Now everybody hit the like button in the chat. Everybody in the chat hit the like button. So Logan Paul comes out and he says that he wants a title shot. He wants a title shot, and I'm glad that you're doing good. I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you very much. And so Logan Paul comes out and he wanted a title shot against CM Punk. All of a sudden the Vision come out. But this was not the end of Logan Paul. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So that segment led into the Raw main event and the tag team match that happened. So the main event of Raw was Jay Uso and CM Punk taking on the Vision. And like I said, the match was fine. The match was Willie Wild and all over the place, but it left us with a cliffhanger, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So we had that going on. We all had that going on. And then we had the matches, and the matches were great. The first match of the night was Stephanie Vaquer and Nikki Bella versus Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. And Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne won the match, which led to Raquel getting a championship match next Monday on Raw from Boston. So Nikki Bella was disappointed. She was backstage with Stephanie and talked about what was she doing here. And Stephanie gave her a pep talk and said to her, "Hey, look, listen, you are a Hall of Famer. You blazed the trail for everyone. And Tyler, how's it going, Tyler? Can you wish my brother Dylan happy birthday? He loves your channel." No, thank you very much, Dylan. Happy birthday to Dylan. Tyler, thank you so much. Dylan, how happy birthday to you, Dylan. Happy birthday. Everyone in the chat, hit the like button and subscribe and share. Don't forget to subscribe and share. So we had that going on. And this was absolutely a good match. But it led to, like I said, the championship match next Monday on Boston. And we're gonna see what happens, what goes on in that match. Um, it's easy. How's it going, Izzy? Um, I don't know who Dixon. I don't know who Dixon is. Um, I have no idea who Dixon is, but shout out to you, Dixon. Um, so so we had that match. So on an entertainment level, I'm gonna give the match. I'll give the match a 6. The match gets a 6, and it was good for what it was. It was good for what it was. All right. Penta took on El Grande Americana. And Penta wins the match. He wins the match over El Grande Americana. Again, this feud back and forth with Penta and El Grande Americano. I just think it's time for us to move on from this, and I think it's time for us to just get away from this program. So I'm gonna give this match on the entertainment level. I'll give the match a 4. The match gets a 4, and that's all I can do for it at this point. The match gets a 4, and it was good for what it was. It was good for what it was. All right. The Kabuki Warriors and Lyra Valkyria took on Bailey, and of course the Kabuki Warriors defeated Lyra and Bailey. No surprise there. The Kabuki Warriors keep growing their momentum, and they keep moving on in the program. All right. Then, like I said, we had the Raw main event. The Raw main event was a tag team match. Oh, well, first of all, we had the Raw tag team title match. So we had the Raw tag team title match, and AJ Styles and Dragon Lee took on the Judgment Day, and it was a woolly wild affair. And thanks to Sheamus, when the smoke was cleared, AJ and Dragon Lee remained Raw Tag Team Champions. So the match was woolly, wild, and all over the place. And again, like I said before, this match was just hard hitting. It was physical. At one point in the match, I thought that they were going to cough the title up back to the Judgment Day, but that did not happen. That did not transpire. AJ and Dragon Lee work, and they work a magic, and they retain the tag team titles here in New Mexico. All right. Now we get to the Raw main event. CM Punk and Jay Uso took on the Vision, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. The match was wild, woolly, and all over the place, and both teams were counted out of the ring, so we had a double count out. No contest to the Raw main event tonight, which WWE saved both teams, which I like the booking. I don't have the problem with the ending. The ending justified the means. You wanted to save Braun Breaker, you wanted to save Bronson Reed, and you wanted to save CM Punk and Jay Uso from a loss. So this was the best way that they can come up with. So I don't have a problem with it. But what I do have a problem with, and what we were left with, was was okay. Here's the problem that I have: is Logan Paul gonna join the Vision? And here's why I said that. During the match, at one point, can you show? Oh, I already said that. So at one point in the match, um Punk and Jay Uso were confronting the Vision. Logan Paul slips in, and I had thought at one point he was turning babyface and he was going to take care of the Vision with those brass knuckles. No, what he do with those nasty brass knuckles? He knocked out Punk with it, and he gives it to Paul Heyman and smiles at Paul Heyman in the end, and that's how Raw went off the air. So we have a cliffhanger. Is Logan Paul is Logan Paul joining the Vision? Is this what we're looking at? Is this what we're looking at going forward? Well, we're going to find out next week on Raw, because I'm going to tell you this much. I'll tell you this much. The Vision needs a shot in the arm with this faction, because Rollins is out. We need some spice added element to this faction, and I think that Logan Paul is going to probably be it. So it looks like Logan Paul will join. Looks like he will might join the Vision, because that's how they left it off. It looks like that. That's what it looked like to me. It looked very suspectful. It looks very sus that he joined, that Logan Paul just ends aiming the brass knuckles like Heyman had something to do with it. But again, it was very odd, because the Vision attacked Logan Paul earlier in the night. And then he turned around, and I thought he was going to go after the Vision, but then he laid waste to Punk, and he gives back the brass knuckles to Heyman. Um, Owen, how's it going? How's it going tonight? How's it going? Don't forget to hit the like button, everyone in the chat. Everyone in the chat, hit the like button. And so we had that going on. Good. I have a great night. Oh, that's good. I'm glad that you had a good night. I'm glad that you had a good night. I hope you have a safe Tuesday too. Um, so Logan Paul and Heyman will have to get an explanation next Monday on Raw. So, folks, that was Raw. That was Monday Night Raw tonight in New Mexico, as Raw debuted in New Mexico and just outside of Albuquerque. And they debuted tonight with Raw. But again, like I said, there's no matches still announced for Survivor Series, and we're 3 weeks away from the Survivor Series. So that's something we need to address, and address in a hurry. All right. So next week on Raw, the tournament begins for John Cena. Next week on Raw, the tournament begins for John Cena. And so we're gonna have so this is what you're gonna see next week on Raw in Boston. This is what you're gonna see. The women's championship match is up for grabs. Stephanie Vaquer will take on Raquel Rodriguez for the title. So the title is up for grabs next Monday night. Title is up for grabs next Monday night. All right. The WWE Women's Tag Team Championships are up for grabs. It will be Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss defending against the Kabuki Warriors. That is next Monday on Raw from Boston. And then the John Cena The Last Time Is Now tournament begins. In the round one, you're going to have Sheamus taking on Shinsuke Nakamura. Then we're going to have Rusev taking on, um, yeah, and then Rusev is in the tournament as well. And he's going to take on Damian Priest. Here's what I'm going to say to you with this. Rusev is going to win the tournament because Aleister Black is going to interfere in this match. Aleister Black is going to interfere in this match, and he's going to cost Damian Priest the opportunity to take on Cena at Saturday night's main event. So I predict that Rusev will win the match thanks to Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. So I think that's what's going to happen next week on Raw from Boston. Now, two more matches will be announced on SmackDown this Friday. This Friday on SmackDown. Gotta go to bed. See you later. Okay, take care. Good night. Thank you very much. Have a good night and have a safe Tuesday. And don't forget to hit the like button, please. Thank you very much. So that is what you're gonna see next Monday on Raw from Boston. Tickets are still available. Bye and thanks. Yeah, bye bye. Take care. And so don't forget everyone to hit the like button and subscribe today. I greatly appreciate it. So that is what you're gonna see next Monday on Raw from Boston. So anyway, folks, that is gonna do it for me for the Raw wrap-up show. Um This was a fun Raw tonight from Mexico. I liked the show. Like I said, it was a fun show. I'm gonna give the show a B. I'm gonna give the show a solid B. And that's the best I can do for it at this point. That is the best I can do for it at this point. So I'll give the show a B, and we'll see what happens, what transpires next Monday in Boston when John Cena comes out and does Boston for the final time of his career as he steps out in front of the massive audience in Boston. Tickets, like I said, are still available at Ticketmaster.com. I suggest you get yours. I know WWE now is slowly getting a pattern here, and that is struggling in ticket sales. Um, what one once what was once red hot is now cooling off immensely, and that took place last Friday on SmackDown from Salt Lake City. Somebody took a picture and showed how much seats were tarped off for SmackDown taping last week in Salt Lake City. The crowd was less than what WWE wanted. They were struggling to sell tickets. They're struggling now, from what I understand of what I was reading. And this is a pattern. This is a pattern that we're going to have to watch here because ticket prices are going through the roof. People can't afford it. Things are going on in this economy, and people are responding in a not so negative way right now. And this doesn't look good for WWE because now they're going to have to turn around and make some adjustments. And I think they should make the adjustments when it comes to the new year. Can't do it now, but you can adjust it in the new year. Try to lower the cost of tickets, and just remember your calendar and your audience and the town you're going into. And if you can, double back the taping so that this way, if it falls on a holiday, if it falls on a Halloween or a day where people are busy, just do it back to back taping and then get it out of the way. That's what I think the WWE needs to do going forward. And that's just my opinion. I don't know what you all feel about it. I can't speak for y'all, but that's just what I think. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for the Raw live show. This is the wrap up show, and I thank you so much for listening. Thank you for coming in tonight. And I will be back with the wrap up show of AEW Dynamite. Sometime next week, I believe. I believe we're going to do that next week. I'm going to start that next week. So until then, everyone, have a good rest of your night. Have a good rest of your Tuesday. This is the Raw wrap up show. And like I said before, I gave the show a B. Show wasn't bad, but I want to see matches for the Survivor Series. And that is important. All right, everyone, have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon.